Montreal's cold winter is an experience that leaves a lasting impression on anyone who lives through it or visits during the season. It's not just about the freezing temperatures, it's a season that transforms the city into something both challenging and magical. The cold arrives slowly, creeping in during the late months of fall, and before long, the first snowflakes start to descend. That snow signals the beginning of a long, often harsh, but undeniably beautiful winter. The cold in Montreal is not for the faint-hearted. It can be biting and relentless, with temperatures frequently dropping well below freezing. January and February, in particular, can be unforgiving, as wind chills drive temperatures even lower, making it feel as though the cold is cutting through your very bones. On some days, the thermometer plunges to -20 or even -30 degrees Celsius, a stark reminder of the power of Canadian winters. Yet despite this, life in Montreal doesn't stop. People adapt, layer up, and go about their lives, because that's what you do when winter lasts for months. Walking through Montreal in the winter is a unique experience. The snow blankets the city, softening its edges and creating a quiet stillness that contrasts sharply with the usual hustle and bustle. The streets glisten under the streetlights at night, and the icy air feels crisp and sharp. It's a time when the city takes on a different rhythm. The outdoor cafes and terraces are long gone, replaced by cozy indoor spaces where people huddle over steaming cups of coffee or hot chocolate. The contrast between the freezing outdoors and the warm, inviting interiors is one of the defining characteristics of a Montreal winter. One of the most noticeable things about winter in Montreal is how it shapes the daily routines and activities of its residents. The underground city, a network of tunnels and walkways connecting buildings downtown, becomes a lifeline for many. It's a way to navigate the city without exposing yourself to the brutal cold for too long. In a place where even a short walk can leave your face stinging from the wind, having access to these indoor routes is invaluable. Public transit becomes a refuge, with heated buses and metro cars offering a brief escape from the elements. Despite the challenges, winter in Montreal is far from being just about enduring the cold. It's also a season of beauty and adventure. The city's parks like Mount Royal are transformed into winter wonderlands. People flock there to enjoy activities like sledding, ice skating, and snowshoeing. The sight of children laughing as they slide down snow-covered hills is a reminder of the simple joys that winter can bring. Mount Royal in particular offers breathtaking views of the city, especially after a fresh snowfall, when the trees are coated in white and the air feels impossibly clean and crisp. The cultural side of Montreal also shines during the winter months. The city is known for its festivals, and winter is no exception. Events like the Igloo Fest, an outdoor electronic music festival, draw crowds who are willing to brave the cold for the sake of music and dancing under the stars. The Montreal en Lumière Festival is another highlight, combining food, art, and performances in a celebration that brightens the darkest days of the season. These festivals remind everyone that winter is not just a time to endure, but a time to celebrate. Food takes on an even more significant role during the winter. Montreal's culinary scene, already vibrant, seems to come alive in a new way as people seek out comforting dishes to warm their souls. Hearty stews, poutine, and warm, flaky pastries become staples, while steaming bowls of soup are a must after spending any time outside. The city's cafes and bakeries are especially inviting during the winter months, with the aroma of fresh coffee and baked goods wafting through the air. It's the season for indulging in rich, satisfying meals that bring comfort amid the cold. Of course, winter in Montreal is not without its difficulties. Snowstorms can bring the city to a standstill, making commutes treacherous and burying cars under heaps of snow. The process of digging out after a storm is a shared experience, with neighbors helping each other clear driveways and sidewalks. It's a time when the resilience of Montrealers truly shines through. They face the snow, ice, and cold head-on, armed with shovels, salt, and a determination to keep moving forward. Another challenge is learning to dress appropriately for the weather. For newcomers, it can be an adjustment. Heavy winter coats, insulated boots, thick gloves, scarves, and hats become essential. It's not just about staying warm, but also about staying dry and protected from the elements. The layering of clothing becomes an art form, as people try to balance warmth with mobility. Despite all these preparations, there's always the occasional moment when the cold manages to sneak in, whether through a gap in your scarf or during those first few seconds before the car heater kicks in. For all its challenges, there's something deeply rewarding about living through a Montreal winter. It builds a sense of resilience and camaraderie among those who experience it. The shared understanding of what it takes to get through these months creates a bond among Montrealers. There's a certain pride in being able to say, I survived another winter. And when spring finally arrives, it feels all the more precious. The first signs of warmth, the melting snow, and the return of green leaves are greeted with a collective sigh of relief and celebration. Winter in Montreal is a season of contrasts. It's harsh and beautiful, challenging and rewarding. It tests your patience and your ability to adapt, but it also offers moments of breathtaking beauty and quiet reflection. The cold may be relentless, but it also creates a sense of appreciation for the warmth, whether it's the warmth of a hot drink, a cozy sweater, or the company of loved ones. It's a season that demands respect and preparation, but it also has a way of drawing people together and creating lasting memories. Ultimately, Montreal's cold winter is not just a season. It's an experience. It's a time that shapes the city and its people, leaving an indelible mark on those who live through it. While the cold may be daunting, it's also a reminder of the power and beauty of nature and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of it. Whether you're walking through the quiet, snow-covered streets, braving the icy wind, or enjoying the warmth of a fire with friends, winter in Montreal is a season that stays with you long after the snow has melted.